It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? And it really doesn't matter what you say.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you live on a Sunday night, late night. I know it's 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 or 10:20. I'm sorry, 11:20. Misread that. 10:20 Central. Figured I'd go live for you guys tonight. A lot of news. A lot of NFL stuff. Just a lot of heartbreak. This has not been my year for sports. You can't have it every year, though. I mean, last year I had it. Think about it. You know, I mean, both my football teams won a championship. Now, Bama loses to Georgia. And the Bucs aren't even making the conference title game. I'm still proud of this team, though. But there is one question. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later on. Ugga Boy, what's up? I'll go ahead and drop the link. I'll let you guys on tonight, kind of hang out with y'all. Just kind of drop in. The first thing I want to talk about, though, and Ugga Boy, if you want to get on and talk about it with me, you can. Unless you want to stay in the comments, it's up to you, buddy. But news today, there are rumors. Actually, I guess it's official. Jermaine Burton transferring to Alabama. Is that an upgrade at wide receiver with a standout in Jermaine Burton? He didn't do too bad this year, and he's not that bad of a receiver. I think he's got good arms. He's very well built. He's got good mechanics and speed. He's a sophomore. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. That's an even build right there. He's from California. Wore number 7. 26 receptions, 497 yards, 5 touchdowns for him at Georgia. Had a 57-yarder in the Orange Bowl. You see here, good ball placement for Stetson on that play, but he's got good speed. He can accelerate and get in front of a defender like that. Honestly, I think I'm excited for it. As an Alabama fan, I'm excited to see him come to Alabama. You also got to think with guys like Mechie or whoever going to the draft.
On, Ballard?
We could use a transfer like this. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I know about Jermaine Burton, and I made a little bit of a video motivating Georgia fans, and it didn't sit well with some Alabama fans in my comment section.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Is there anything let's go ahead and clear this up. How did Georgia fans feel about Burton? He wasn't that bad of a receiver.
He wasn't reliable.
I think no, he was a good player. I think this
wasn't reliable. He couldn't come through big games like you didn't know when he was going to catch.
Okay.
But he'll be good with Bryce Young in Alabama.
I think this thing, it'll help Alabama a lot, but it doesn't hurt Georgia. We have our receivers. We have plenty of receivers.
Yeah. But not experience. I mean, but I have
Adonai Mitchell, Dominic Blaylock, Karis Jackson, Arian Smith. It doesn't hurt Georgia. It's more of a thing that helps Alabama.
There's two teams that I noticed. But I mean, there's others out there, but the two main ones are Georgia and Bama. Because of how y'all recruit, it's next man up mentality if a guy goes down or leaves the program, and basically fine. You don't have them. And that's where Georgia is. So losing a player or two, like when y'all lost George Pickens, I made a joke. I'm like, oh, you lost the best receiver, the one you kept talking about, you wouldn't shut up about, and you're screwed. I knew that wasn't true. You had a guy such as Jermaine Burton. I mean, you have guys that step up and can, like, losing a guy like this. I mean, the only thing that you can say is, oh, damn, he's going to the Crimson Tide. But outside of that, it doesn't hurt that you lose him. What's up, Jeff?
It hurts a little bit, but
Yeah, I agree. You know, of course, going to Alabama, I mean, he's probably going to be more effective. He has a problem with separation. But the problem, though, let me say this real fast for y'all. I don't know if it was him or Cortez Hankton, because I think Cortez Hankton sucks as a wide receivers coach. I think he's the worst, and Brian Kelly's going to find that out. But, but here's my whole thing. Do I think he'll be more successful at Alabama? Sadly, I think he will. I mean, Alabama's got players if he can find his way in the depth chart. Again, he's going to have to find that consistency. Nick Saban preaches that a lot in T-Town.
Right.
I mean, and there's a lot of games.
I'll go ahead and say this. I hate to cut you off, but, a lot of schools out there will take a transfer and automatically put him on the field. It is not a given that he can transfer to Alabama and be a day one starting wide receiver. He's got to earn his way, because we got other guys in that room that we've personally have been working with JoJo Earl, Ja'Cory Brooks. I mean, Ugga Boy, I've mentioned some of these guys to you. He's got to work his tail off and get on that field on his own.
We'll see Jermaine Burton in the SEC championship game. I'm pretty sure
he does. But Ballard, I think we all know that Jermaine Burton's probably going to be starting for you week 1.
Oh, I would pretty much agree with that. What's up, Jeff? How you feel about this transfer?
Oh, what's up, Jeff?
How you doing?
It's funny to me that the Georgia people are saying how this isn't that big a deal that they're losing Burton when he's the best receiving talent they had returning besides Bowers.
Yeah, but he just wasn't consistent. That's the problem. Like, he was okay.
The only thing I would worry about
we got other receivers. That's all we're saying.
If Georgia and Alabama are truly the next, like the two best programs right now and everything, the only thing that I would be worried about, we don't need Jermaine Burton, but trust me, Bama might use them in ways, and who knows what Bill O'Brien or whatever is going to, like, you have to defend that next year if we meet up again in the SEC title.
Right.
Well,
right.
that's what I'm saying. I think Jermaine Burton will be better at Alabama.
Yeah, Burton's going to be.
He'll probably realize his potential more at Alabama because he's got
a real quarterback.
He's got a real quarterback.
But I can tell you this, he damn sure ain't going to see the field in 18 months if he only has 3 games that he shined in Georgia if he does to Alabama. Mississippi State, UAB, and Michigan. Other than that, he's non-existent. So
that's true.
I know we're all upset.
He's going to have to earn his playing time at Tuscaloosa, because just because he's a 4-star, just because he came up for the transfer portal, that won't mean anything to Saban. Saban will start anybody if he thinks that player's going to help him win. I mean, he'll skip a senior to play a freshman if he thinks that's what's going to help the team.
Yeah, that's true. But I look, honestly, as a Bama fan, I mean, I'm not getting uppity about this. I'm not pissed about it. I just kind of look at it like, oh, welcome aboard, welcome to T-Town, and see what you can do. Because I don't know. I don't know if I've personally have seen enough, and maybe he's one of those. Because you also got to think about this. Before this year, y'all were struggling to find an offensive identity, let alone a leader to help with receivers like Burton. So, I mean, he's only got the 1 year where you have Stetson Bennett throwing him the ball, and that's it. So now he goes to Tuscaloosa, where Alabama and Nick Saban have figured out some offense. You got Bill O'Brien, which I'm not even going to get into how I feel about him, but you got a Heisman-winning quarterback in Bryce Young who's going to be throwing you the ball now, where we throw the ball more anyway. You better blend in and fit in right here.
I don't know why you keep mentioning Bill O'Brien, because
Burton's got himself his natty ring, and
may have 2 coming up.
Yeah.
He may have 2 coming up.
He may end up with 2, and he's thinking like all the 4 and 5 stars are. He ain't thinking about the helmet he's wearing. He's thinking about the helmet he's going to be wearing when somebody's handing him a fat paycheck. He's thinking about his
college,
NFL future. He's thinking about his NFL future.
exactly. That's what
He
college
made he
football
made the
talk
he
said.
made the decision that his
Yeah.
NFL future is brighter if he finishes in Tuscaloosa than if he finishes in Athens.
Which it is, because they have Bryce Young.
Right. Well, and you know, that's not saying, and College Football Talk kind of said that here. The reason why he went to Bama is if he plays well, he could get a shot to be an NFL player. And that's not saying that he couldn't have that at Georgia, but clearly he sees, hey, I could be a little bit better somewhere else. And he looks at Nick Saban and says, what's up, GOAT?
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah.
If I was Jermaine Burton, I've seen 2 years of that sorry offense that Georgia has. I would probably say goodbye to. Since 2018, Cortez Hankins has basically run the program down the drain. Now it's up to Kirby, who we're going to get as a wide receivers coach. But I mean, you can't blame Jermaine Burton. He's wanting to be the top amigo, right? The dude has the athletic ability. Was he getting poor coached? Is he not that great, or is he really that good, better than what he performed? So we're going to see in year 3.
It's because we were mostly a running team. That's why we didn't see his potential.
You know what's so cool though? Let's not forget, and I think I didn't say it on here, I don't think, but I think I sent it to you, Brian. The other day I saw something where Jermaine Burton, along with JT Daniels, were trying to meet with Lane Kiffin in Oxford.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, there's still a possibility JT's going somewhere, obviously, because he's still in the portal. He's not coming to Bama, but Jermaine Burton's at Bama. Where JT Daniels is going to go, Ole Miss needs a quarterback with Matt Corral going pro. Hey, offensive line and Lane Kiffin. I mean, we know he's got something going there. I mean, that'll be something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. And then you got Texas A&M next year as well. They'll be back.
Yeah. Auburn hopefully will suck.
You know, no offense to the rest of the SEC East, but that's Georgia's. They're going to the SEC title unless something crazy happens. But Tennessee,
although
Kentucky, they'll be decent teams.
There's a punter, and I know it's a punter. With us losing Jake Camarda and everything, I think one of the standout best punters coming in next year is a transfer from Notre Dame and Jay Bramlett. He's going to LSU. Watch this guy. He's actually really good.
I like. I think
LSU might need to play him a quarterback.
We picked up an Australian punter in the last recruiting class, not this one, but like last year, I think. What's his name, Jeff? Is it Burnett?
What's that?
We picked up some Australian punter. I think his name's like James Burnett or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not too bad.
Yeah.
He's got a leg on him.
The Packers showed you how much special teams really means.
Yeah, no kidding there.
Well, they probably would have had J.K. Scott. They might have not have been in that situation.
J.K. Scott, that's a name for the past there.
He was a good punter for Alabama that got drafted by Green Bay. Wasn't like he was a first or second round pick for nothing, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't drafted in the first 2 rounds, was he?
Yeah, he was a highly punter. He was like, I think he was in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
I don't think that's true, but I'll see. Maybe you're right.
It's when they busted their salary cap and got rid of everybody and brought in J.K. Scott.
Yeah, that's not true at all. He was drafted in the 5th round.
Well,
yeah,
still pretty good.
Yeah, he was still a great punter. I'm just saying, punters barely get drafted in the first 2 rounds. Like, that's just crazy. I mean, there's some exceptions, but like, come on.
So how would you feel, Jacob, if Matthew Stafford and them won the Super Bowl with the Rams?
Oh, I'm rooting for them the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty awesome.
I mean,
speaking of that, go ahead and say whatever.
Yeah, Ballard, your favorite team. I know they lost today.
Yeah, well, I don't want to I don't want to necessarily just talk about what happened with necessarily my team, but I do have to ask y'all, because the rumors are here. The rumors are going around.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
What? Okay, what's next for Tom Brady? Do you think he comes back?
if he doesn't, the Buccaneers are gonna have to get a quarterback because this team has too much potential to
Okay,
not
here's
to.
the thing. Now, I don't think it's time to throw him out or throw him under the bus. We don't know what's been going on. I really haven't heard anything, but I think we still got Kyle Trask on the roster because we drafted him in the second round. We
I'm
went
not
ahead
high
and
on
drafted a
him.
replacement. I'm
I'm
not
not high
saying
on
he's the
him, but
future.
that's an
I'm just
option.
saying that's what BA wants to work with. That's it. I'm
Well,
not saying he's the future. I'm not promising.
Brady will come back.
You
I,
think
th-
he
I
comes
think
back?
Brady will come back.
Yeah.
I think so too. First off, he signed a 2-year deal originally. Then after the Super Bowl, I think they signed him 1 extra year anyway. Here's the thing about Tom Brady. I don't think, like, some people joke and say he's going to play until he's dead or like 1,000 years old. And then I hear stuff say, oh, well, he said a few years ago he wants to play till he's like 50 or 45. I don't know what age, forget about age for a second, but I guarantee you his final game will be him winning a Super Bowl with Lombardi in his hands. That's
No,
a given. He will
his
go
final
out on top and a winner.
his final game's going to be him struggling and having a bad year. That's the only. That's why he would leave, I think. And I know it's sad to say, but that's how most great quarterbacks leave.
Like Big Ben.
Yeah, and Drew Brees.
Come on.
I mean,
I get what you're saying. It's possible, but I think Tom Brady is just like, he's not a quitter. He's a fighter, man.
You can always get Jameis Winston back.
Shut up. I'll boot you.
those 30 interceptions.
Shut.
Really
30 for
helped out.
30, man.
30.
30 for 30. Todd Monken, man.
Old crab legs. Old crab legs, man.
But I mean, the Buccaneers. I'm not trying to down the Buccaneers, but they should be ashamed of not winning this game. The amount of opportunities the Rams gave them. How did they not win?
Especially in that second half, it was, what was it, 20-3 at halftime. It was, and then they outscored them 10-7.
Oh, damn, they pulled a Falcons.
27-3, but
Look
I
at
understand
this.
that, but the Rams fumbled 4 times and missed a field goal.
I know.
And
like,
you still didn't win.
They were looking at Tom Brady saying, hey, we want it down to the wire and we want to see how you handle us. They literally gave him this chance. Right? Think about it. Look at this. Okay, here's the box score. 10-3 at the end of 1. Then the Rams outscore them 10-0 in the second. So they're up 20-3 at halftime. The Bucs come in, and it's at the end, it's 27 to or no, hold on. I did that wrong. No, that's right. I'm sorry. 27 Rams and then 13 Bucs. They literally go down and try to tie it. They actually, I think they ended up tying it. But the Rams get that field goal. But then, of course, at the end of the game, yeah.
The Rams are basically trying to give the game away.
They basically
on purpose.
They were saying, we'll let you have a chance and get your hopes up.
Yeah, but the Rams defense, they played amazing this game until they got tired because the Rams offense kept turning it over.
And I don't necessarily want to sit here and say, oh, the Bucs offense. First off, I made a video this morning. You got to understand, and I'm not making excuses, and there shouldn't be excuses for Tom Brady, but he was down like 3 or 4 receivers, some O-line, and we even had guys banged up on defense. So, this was not a completely healthy Bucs team. I'm just going to call it what it is, man. I picked the Rams to win. Actually, no, I didn't. I picked the Bucks, but that was
I picked the
before
Rams.
injuries. That was before injuries.
Yeah, you know what you should
After
have done?
seeing the list, I didn't even know the injuries till I looked at it this morning. They had like 5 or 6 different key starters, by the way, that were hurt. I go back and I look at that and I say, okay, we better come in guns blazing. I know it's Tom Brady, but I still think no matter who you are at quarterback, you need those weapons around you. And honestly, I'm just happy they made it close and had a chance.
Well, okay, but you know what you should have done?
What?
You should have brought back Antonio Brown.
No, come on. I get talent. Why? I understand his talent, but his attitude.
No, I was
sucks.
joking.
Okay.
You know, sadly, even though it was a joke, I mean, if you really think about it, realistically speaking, maybe if they did have him, the Bucks might have would have won.
BA would have literally been like, son of a. It's like, AB, get your ass out on that field. But yeah, overall, to answer this question, man, I mean, Tom Brady, he's already a winner. What I mean by go out a winner is I think his final snap will be like, I think he wants it to be like a touchdown pass or a kneel down in a Super Bowl, and then he hangs it up. I don't know if his final game should be this season because, I mean, it's not like they blew him out, but do you really want to go out and remember your legacy and career and you smile on everything you did, but then you say, yep, and my last game was a loss in the divisional round? Do you want that?
It's either be John Elway and Peyton Manning going out or be Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees.
I really think he wants to be Elway and Manning.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean,
I really.
But if he's gonna do that, he has to do it. He's had to do it soon because I know he's still great and all that, but eventually
he's got to do it
gonna
next
start.
year. Is what I think. I think if he comes
Eventually,
back, he's got to do it next year.
eventually he's gonna fall off. Eventually he will. I mean, I'm sorry, but eventually it's gonna happen. It happens to everyone.
So here's the thing, Ballard. If that was Tom Brady's last game, was today, or whatever that may be, take it for what it's worth. I'll send a paper to Green Bay, and I'll ask them to send Jordan Love to the Buccaneers.
No. No, we need a good quarterback, not Jordan Love.
Oh yeah.
I still can't believe they even draft. I mean, I get that Aaron Rodgers didn't have backup, but I mean, come on. Now in the first round, you go ahead and draft a quarterback to throw it in his face or something? Like, what was that?
Yeah. Speaking of, I think that should be our next conversation. I think we need to talk about the Green Bay Packers and their game.
Could Aaron Rodgers be going?
Maybe. Maybe. Because think about it. I just realized. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jacob. Because think about it. The two goats of the NFC, right? Tom Brady, like basically the better quarterbacks this weekend, lost their games in the NFC. Now the better quarterbacks in the AFC won. I think that. I would say Burrow's played a little better than Tannehill this year, and we know about Mahomes. So they took care of their business, and we got the AFC title set. But yeah, go ahead. You get what I'm saying.
Here's the difference. Sorry for interrupting, but the difference is that the teams playing against those great QBs played amazing defense. 49ers especially, then the Rams played great defense as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and those two teams going to be facing off in the NFC title, and then you have the two offensive juggernauts, the Bengals and Chiefs, which that's going to be a great game.
And I'm looking the Rams get back to that for a second. Didn't they sack Brady like 3 times today? Something like that. They got to him.
Well, yeah, it wasn't just the sacks though. It was mostly the hurries and the QB hits and all that.
Dude, he got rocked.
I haven't seen Brady get hit that much since the 2015 AFC title game. where he got hit. Was
Was
it
that
17
that
times?
was Broncos?
He,
Was
he
it?
got
Was
hit
that
17 times versus the Broncos, I think.
Damn. Who was it? Was it Von Miller that was all up on him? And
No fly zone. Yep, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware.
yeah,
They're the great defensive line. That Broncos
he had
defense,
so much
that
on him.
Broncos defense, that might be a top 5 defense ever.
That they need to make a documentary on that.
Especially doing what they did in today's game, that might be a top 5 defense ever.
Burrow is daylights ahead of Tannehill. Um,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Tannehill's. That's not saying Tannehill's a backward. Let's just call it what it is, though. I think Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback, but it's clear that he has to fit a system. He has some weapons around him. Plus, the Titans with a full healthy Derrick Henry. Guess what their offense is built on?
And
Derrick Henry.
That's why I picked the Bengals.
Yeah,
Because I knew that they were forcing Derrick Henry back in the lineup early and that he wasn't going to be fully healthy. Because you don't tell people that someone's going to be out the full season, then, oh, now he can come back. And I knew before the game they were forcing him back in the lineup, but he wasn't going to be full healthy Derrick Henry. So I picked the Bengals. Although
Alabama kind of did that with Jalen Waddle last year, didn't they? In that title game. I mean, it paid off. We won it, but I mean. Jalen
he didn't
Waddle
really
was out there when he shouldn't. He should have still been resting up, and I mean, he was running around. He caught a couple passes.
Although Derrick Henry, just like Jalen Waddle, probably told the Titans that he was fine and he could play and
Right.
all that, but
Well,
he
you
really
want to do what you can for the team, especially if you're a big time player like that. And I don't blame him, but at the same time, it's like, dude, if you're hurt, man, don't put yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
Like, why?
And Julio Jones did the same thing.
Remember, I hate to stick to Alabama, but I'm gonna bring him up. Tua Tagovailoa, the Mississippi State game with the hip, he was already limping around on his ankles.
Saban should have taken him out.
Coach Saban said, dude, we can take you out. We can put Mac Jones and we can let you rest. Nick Saban even confirmed. He said, well, Tua wanted to stay out there in the game. So I wasn't going to – I mean, he wanted to play. He wanted to play. I put him out there. I kept him out there, and then he got the hip injury.
Yeah, well, Saban controls the team. He can take him out if he wants. You know, someone who
he supports his quarterback and their decisions like that. That's
okay. I understand, but Tua just got injured a couple weeks ago. I think he needed to take
with the ankle against Tennessee or whatever.
Yeah. I think Saban needs to say no. You got to come out, and then we'll put Mac Jones in. I mean, Tua didn't need to be in that game at that point.
Crimson says Tua looked fine in that. Outside of the injury, yeah, Tua looked okay until he got hit. But yeah, I just gosh. And then which game was it? Or no, so did you see in the off season before the season started, or they announced it maybe halfway through? I don't know. Tom Brady, I think, had something like a broken thumb, and he played the whole season.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that technically you're not allowed to.
You get fined because you didn't report it.
Yeah, you got to report it.
Yeah,
which is kind of a bad rule. Are you really supposed to tell the other team that you're injured?
Well, he didn't even tell the league until after the season, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my thumb was broken this entire time." Well, and I still threw it pretty damn well.
MCL. It was his MCL. Which shows how great he is.
I thought it was like
who can win? Who can win a Super Bowl and play an entire season on a torn MCL? That shows greatness.
Shoot. That's right. It wasn't a thumb. What am I thinking of?
I hope JT Daniels lands at LSU. Why?
Is that a prediction?
He said he hopes. Must be something about him wanting Alabama to. I don't know. I don't know. He'll explain himself.
Because then he can go screw another program.
Well,
And
I don't
one
really
that he
care. I don't
actually-
really care where Daniels goes. It doesn't really, because I
You
know
you
we're not
still
going
got
to play
Stetson.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I know we're not going to play him, so I don't really care where he goes. It doesn't affect me. He can go to Kentucky, Tennessee, LSU, Auburn, Ole Miss. Not my concern. But he
No,
can
of
go to
course.
Alabama.
There's not a single player that doesn't want to play except the ones that quit and opt out.
Oh, he wants a piece of that punk, in his words. Huh? Okay. Well, go ahead then. I don't know why you don't like him so much. I mean, you didn't really do anything to Alabama. But never even
Probably
took a
because you Georgia
snap.
fans act like he's a great quarterback and he was the one that was going to help your offense.
I'd also rather play Daniels than Caleb Williams. Okay. Burton's going to be a big
I don't know
piece
about
of
that. I
Alabama.
mean, Caleb Williams is he's got his issues. Caleb Williams is actually pretty good, I think, but he's
Caleb
not.
Williams is good, but he struggled in a lot of big games this season, in my opinion. Like versus Baylor, and he didn't play the best versus Oklahoma State.
I'll tell you what, with Brent Venables, and I'm not here to necessarily criticize him, but he is a defensive mind, and he is going to bring some defense to Oklahoma. But I think they're gonna do a whole 180 and flip, and I think it's gonna go from not having defense to possibly not having a good enough offense, especially with a
and
guy like Williams transferring. Dude, I don't know if they're gonna be able to score that much.
Well, they got Dylan Gabriel, but
Oh, did
I mean,
he go to Oklahoma?
yeah, around that was a little bit while ago. You didn't hear about that?
No, I knew he was transferring from UCF. I didn't see where he went.
Okay, well, Dylan Gabriel went to Oklahoma.
Dang. That might
But
be something then. I don't
I mean,
know.
people act like the Oklahoma's going to fall off the map or something. Oklahoma's not going to fall
I'm
off.
not even saying that. I'm just saying they're going to be led by defense.
Next year, Oklahoma's going to be one of the best teams in the Big 12. That's just going to happen. Now, whether they go 11-1, 10-2, that can be discussed. But Oklahoma's not going to
Now,
be a
I'll
mid.
take you a step further in the Big 12. How do you feel this season going into it with Sark in Texas?
Yeah. You got some good transfers. I know that, but
Quinn
it's
Ewers,
probably going to be a 7-win season. I'd assume maybe 8 wins. Not hating or anything, but 7 or 8 wins, I think, is probably where Texas will land.
New Year's Six. Well, that's not quite New Year's
No.
Six. That would have to be a 10-win season right there. They'd have to go like 10-2 or something.
Yeah, but 7 or 8 wins. That's where I think Texas will be.
Okay.
Baylor comes back. Oklahoma State, they'll be back, but they'll drop off a little bit.
The Spencer Sanders for Oklahoma State. Let me double check. Let me see. I know he is eligible for the draft, but I don't know if he's coming back.
Oklahoma State's defense was the leader of the team, anyways.
That's fair, actually.
And whoa, Chris, you got to Buccaneers got to resign Chris Godwin, Ryan Jensen, Rob Gronkowski, Jason Pierre-Paul, and Ndamukong Suh.
They have to re-sign them, or
They don't have
going
to, but that's who's going into free agency if they don't.
Oh God, we'll re-sign. I think we'll re-sign like Godwin and who else
You
did
should
you
be
say?
Godwin, Gronk, Sue. Who else?
Okay, Gronk and the Dama. Do you think Brady's future? Do you think that's going to determine Gronk's future? And then I'm pretty questionable
You
about
have
Ndamukong Suh.
you have to re-sign Gronk because otherwise Brady will probably be mad. Well, I don't know.
That might be what if you re-sign Gronk before Brady makes a decision, that might bring him back next year for sure and say, "All right, let's do a couple more tutties and
That,
get
that
out." Of here.
I mean that's what the Packers have to do. If the Packers don't re-sign Devontae Adams, then I think Aaron Rodgers will leave Green Bay. They have to re-sign Devontae Adams.
It's literally, I mean, and you can find that all the way around the league in some cases. I mean, I think at some point it'll be that way in the near future where it's time to re-sign Burrow and Jamar Chase in Cincinnati. It's like, oh, if you don't re-sign Jamar Chase, then I'm not going to stay here in Cincinnati. I mean,
Well,
think about it. Like all these different teammates,
and
this
I
wide
know
receiver and quarterback combo is a big deal. I mean, it's a big connection,
it
and
is.
the quarterbacks they love every receiver, but it's like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady loves Godwin, he loves Evans, he loves all those guys. But there's always that one guy that has a special connection that's
Like
followed
Gronk.
him everywhere, and that's Gronk.
And honestly, I know Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but look, I'm not letting a quarterback be the GM of my team. That's not happening. And if it takes
I
me to
got you
get
there.
rid of, and if it means that I have to get rid of him, then so be it. I'm not letting a player be the GM of my team. That's not happening. You're not the GM. You're my quarterback. I mean, you can have a say in my team. That's fine, but you can't fully control it like Aaron Rodgers is right now. He's not the GM.
And don't let and I would agree, but also if you're the GM and you're making the final say, don't let look if you don't want to have a player in your organization, don't keep them just because it'll make your quarterback happy. Because all you have to do is make the right move that's best for your organization and do your job. And if you cut a guy and your quarterback or whoever's not happy, tell them to get the hell out with them. I mean, seriously, take a
You know,
hike. That's
it,
fair. That's fair to say, right?
yeah, and I mean, as great as Aaron Rodgers is, I mean, I guess some of the star players they can tell me who they want and give suggestions, but they're not going to full on be the GM. That's not their job.
No.
That would be my job if I was the GM, for example. That's like a fan called up and said, "I'm not going to be a Packers fan anymore if you don't sign this player."
Whoopity doo.
So like, I'm gonna go, and it's like, okay, go be a fan of another team or something. I don't know.
Right. So who do you man, I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Rams for the Super Bowl. But honestly, I would like the Bengals and the Rams. I don't first off, I don't like seeing a rematch when it's been so recent. I mean, we're 2 years removed from what we could possibly get is 49ers Chiefs. But who do you think's gonna win the conference title games? And we'll talk more about that this week as we get to next Sunday. But do you have any initial thoughts?
I got the Rams and I got the Chiefs.
The Rams. Okay, there you go. That'll be a good game. I
I'm
want to see
expecting the
that.
Rams. I'm
I want to
expecting
see
the Rams 49ers to be a low scoring, grinded out game. I expect the Bengals and Chiefs to be a high scoring
like a
uh,
shootout.
shootout. Yeah.
Honestly, I'd like to see.
And then in the Super Bowl will be great offense versus great defense.
I want to see Burrow face Donald and everybody on the Rams defense. I'd like that. I want to see. I want to see a rookie quarterback first off make a Super Bowl. I mean, he'd be in a position like Mahomes was. Second year into the league or whatever. Within like your first 3 years, you're in a Super Bowl. you get in good position, and you're facing a tough defense. Because remember how tough that defense was in Super Bowl 54 on Mahomes?
Yeah.
Could Joe Burrow face that in the Rams and come back?
You know,
That'd
I
be
mean,
something to see.
great
Handle
offenses, unlike in college, they haven't had their best luck in the Super Bowl. A lot of great offenses have really been like shut down in the Super Bowl, and we've seen it recently a lot.
last year with
Last year with the
Chiefs. I mean,
Chiefs,
you think about it.
2018 with the
It was
Rams.
literally, dude. It was 3 field goals, 31-9.
Yeah, number one offense Chiefs 9 points. Number one offense Rams 3 points. Number one offense Panthers 15-1 10 points. Number one offense Broncos 2013 greatest offense ever 8 points. So they haven't had the best luck.
And then you think, well, okay, I still think the coolest Super Bowl, probably that I saw, and take away the Tampa win last year, because obviously as a Bucks fan that was huge. But outside of that, I think 54 was amazing. But go back. This is a little
Oh,
not
you
what
talking
we're
about
talking
Seahawks
about.
Patriots?
Well, yeah, Falcons and Patriots 51. That was more so of the Falcons defense just kind of gave up a bit, and obviously Tom Brady did what he had
They
to
didn't
do.
give up. They got tired.
Right. Tired out. They were falling asleep, whatever.
It was Kyle
But they
Shanahan's
let him
fault.
come back. They let him come back. They gave in, and
Should have ran the ball.
yeah.
And it makes me sick as a Falcons fan. But okay, you know. Yeah. Peace just like the
The Bucks
Buccaneers
are
playoff
out. Yeah,
status.
I know. But that's still a cool picture, so I put it up.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I like that picture. That was cool. But
He literally, Winfield looked at, I think, who's number 10? Is that Hill?
yeah.
He looked at him. He said, "Two mother," like I think that was like,
Well, that's because Tyreek Hill. It was like week 12. He did this. He did it to him.
yeah,
But you know what's sad about it is that Antoine Winfield is the guy who cost the Buccaneers the game today by letting Cooper Kupp get past him.
yes. Oh my God, I was so mad. Listen to me.
You should be.
I
I don't know. I
know.
don't know what he was
And
doing there.
Winfield's been great for us.
But then he just
It's like
blew it.
one of the key guys on your defense, and he's the one to give the blow, and you lose the game. Tom Brady didn't lose this game for us. The defense quit towards the end.
You
Gave what was it, a penalty or just giving up a big play to set the
giving
Rams
up a big
in
play to
position?
Cooper Kupp.
What?
That's Stafford for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Buccaneers were just outmatched on the trenches all game. I mean, the Rams' defensive line and dominated the pass rush, and then the linebackers, Von Miller, and Floyd. I mean, they just dominated. Brady couldn't even throw it deep. The Buccaneers literally had to resort to screen passes the entire game. I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And it's not like the Buccaneers' offensive line played bad or anything. I mean, well, they did, but it's like that's their abilities. That's what we expected. That they couldn't do anything more. You know. Kind of like Alabama's offensive line against Georgia. That there was really nothing more they could do. They had their hands full. The problem is that when you can't do nothing more, there's not much that Brady could do more. Kind of like Bryce Young and all that. Similar comparisons. But,
Yeah.
and then, that one play that almost got Tampa Bay another touchdown was that where Jalen Ramsey played great defense and knocked that pass out. Eric Weddle made that cheap shot on Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And but the ball hit the ground.
It was crazy.
Got too big of a hole in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? Fax machine. I get it. Fax.
Crimson Brave said.
FAX. That's
Crimson
good.
Brave said, too bad the Titans are too good to tank for a QB. That they don't need to. That if Derrick Henry's healthy, fully healthy, not
He
quarter
carries
healthy.
the offense if he's
If
fully healthy.
he's fully healthy, that he'll get him there. He's that good with their offensive line. Who's
I mean,
also
you still need a quarterback, but look, I don't know.
Tannehill's manageable.
Right.
I mean, he's not
it's
good,
not one
but
of those situations
he's not
where
good. But it's not a situation where it's like, yeah, we have to
we
get that
need
guy
to
out of
get
here
rid of him.
immediately.
It's not like that yet. I say yet, but because who knows what it's going to be next year? But
I mean, is he even a playoff QB? I would probably say no, but he's manageable with Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, AJ Brown in that offensive line and the defense that the Titans have. He's manageable.
he can at least if the
wait a minute.
offensive line
Brady
if the O line can step it up for Tannehill. Here's what happens: you give him enough time, he can place the ball somewhere, trust his receiver, and that's how they can score. And if you score, you put points on the board. You put points on the board, you win games. That's it. He's
The
not
Titans-
like he's a game manager kind of thing.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, the Titans.
He's not a full on. I'll lead this offense on my own. It's not like that.
The Titans, they run block well. They just don't pass block well. Crimson Brave is a Titans fan.
A lot of yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Like, thank cousin Henry.
You guys just had too many injuries, to be honest. You guys were set up to lose. I mean, but the Titans, look at that defense. 9 sacks? Are you kidding me?
Damn, right?
9? I mean, geez.
I mean, look, if you have multiple sacks in a game, you lose the game. Okay, that's going to happen. But if you have any more than maybe 3 sacks or 2.5, listen, you take 1 sack, fine. Later in the game or back to back, after the second time, that quarterback better get it in shape or get the hell on the bench. I mean, that's ridiculous. 9 sacks given up. I mean, give props to the Bengals defense, but
I don't know.
to the same quarterback. It was all Tannehill out there yesterday. It's not like they played like 4 different guys and each one got sacked twice. It's not like that.
No, the Titans had 9 sacks.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, I got so sidetracked there.
The Titans had 9 sacks.
That's right. Because that was a big point. Was that they got 9 sacks and still Joe Burrow won the game.
That's what happens when you choose Jamar Chase over Penny Sewell. But it's kind of working out.
Yeah.
It's kind of working out, but still, they still don't have a good offensive line. And if they play the Rams,
Crimson,
and if they play the Rams or the 49ers,
yeah.
And now that you have the Rams and 49ers, see if they played the Packers, like Bengals versus Packers in the Super Bowl, okay. You know,
I gotta confess something to Crimson real quick. So
you know, matchup wise, how did you even watch the game?
Okay, in all fairness, I did go back and watch highlights, but I mean, I don't have.
I watched the.
I didn't have it memorized. I was at work when the game was going on, so I couldn't watch it live or
I was
anything.
able to watch every single playoff game.
Yeah,
but here's the thing about the Bengals: if they were to play the Packers or the Packers or the Packers in the Super Bowl, they'd be okay because that's a good matchup for them. Because it's not like the Packers have ferocious pass rush or anything. But they got to play the Rams or the 49ers. With their offensive line, that's not going to be good for them at all. Even playing the Buccaneers would be. I mean, well, Buccaneers have a really good pass rush. They blitz all the time, so that's a bad matchup as well. It's just your offensive line, when you get into these big playoff games, I mean, your offensive line, like when Georgia had their two-star linemen play up against Kentucky and Tennessee during the Mark Richt era, it was okay. It wasn't a concern, We just had Todd Gurley, had our amazing running backs. They ran through those teams. We were fine. But then when we lined up against Alabama and Florida, who usually had a great defensive line, and until during the Mark Richt era, and even South Carolina had a pretty good defensive line. When we lined up against those teams, we had a lot of problems. It's those big games where the offensive line starts mattering more. And Ohio State's facing the same problem right now in these big games.
Bama and Georgia play on Tuesday in men's basketball. And your Bulldogs are 5-14 on the year.
Alabama's going to win, and we need to fire Tom Crean.
0-6 in conference play. Well, dude, what the hell is happening there?
All I'm going to say is this. All I'm going to say is this. The Braves won the World Series, and we won. And Georgia won a national championship in football. I think we're okay for this year. We're fine. Georgia's basketball team can do whatever they want, and I won't care.
Alabama is more than just a football school, by the way. We got a basketball team rolling. We also have a softball team with Montana Founts that led us to a semifinal before the World Series. But anyway, carry on.
I know this isn't going to make Alabama fans happy, but Auburn might win the national championship in basketball. I know that's not going to make you happy, but they seriously could.
I agree, but I hope and pray to God that doesn't happen.
But
I like Bruce Pearl. Don't get it. I love Bruce Pearl. He's got a great heart. Seems like a great guy, but he's at Auburn. I don't want that. I don't.
All right, that just woke me up.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Now you got Jeff all. Yeah.
No, he didn't. You did.
What?
Bruce Pearl is an all-time spectacular piece of shit. Okay. He is a disgusting fucking human being. He's a liar. He's a proven liar. He's a proven cheater.
Whoa, shit.
He is a pathetic
what did I
piece
miss?
of human. He is a pathetic piece of human garbage that you obviously have not done your homework on.
Okay, hold on. What did I miss? What did he do?
Bruce Pearl was an assistant coach at Iowa under Dr. Tom Davis in the late 80s, early 90s, and he falsely accused the University of Illinois of recruiting violations against Deion Thomas after Illinois had turned themselves in already on some recruiting violations. Illinois had already turned themselves in. They had two boosters in the Chicago Public League going crazy, and Illinois turned themselves in so they wouldn't get into any worse trouble than they were already in. Then once that happens, here comes Bruce Pearl in the first ever recorded incidents of one team accusing another team inside their own conference of recruiting violations. First time it had ever been done. Illinois ended up facing 17 charges, 11 charges directly related to what Bruce Pearl said. Bruce Pearl said that Deion Thomas had been offered a new Chevy Blazer, that he'd been offered $80,000, that he had tape recordings of Thomas admitting that these things were offered to him.
And none of it was true.
And of the 17 charges, Illinois was found guilty of 6. The 6 they turned themselves in on, and they were found not guilty on the 11 that were related to Bruce Pearl. Iowa ran Bruce Pearl out of town. They couldn't kick him out of town fast enough because of the black eye he gave to the program. Then he went to Southwest Indiana and won a Division II national championship. He went to Tennessee, got caught by the NCAA lying about phone calls and campus visits and recruit visits at Tennessee. So he got run out of Knoxville, and now he's down in the one place where shitholes end up, the shithole.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl is a pathetic piece of human garbage.
Well, had I known that, I wouldn't have said anything. Damn. My apologies.
Well, let's just be honest,
I mean,
Ballard. We didn't want Auburn to win the. We don't want
nobody
Auburn to win
does.
anyways.
No, let me just say this, and this is fair. But can we all agree that it's not just Georgia and Alabama fans that hate Auburn? I think a lot of people really couldn't care less for Auburn except Auburn fans. And why on God's green earth they chose to pull for a Cal college like that is beyond me.
Auburn better not win the national championship
They
because
better
that would be Auburn winning the national championship in
I'll
basketball.
piss my pants.
That would be their excuse to be why they're so bad at football. Every time you bring that up, it'd be like, "Oh, we won the natty in basketball." I don't want to hear that.
We're a basketball school. Bull.
And that's why I'm glad SEC teams don't win the national championship in basketball, because it's an escape from football. If they win the national championship in basketball, it's like, oh, look who won the natty in basketball, and you didn't win the natty in football or
Right.
something. I mean, it's just be like,
And I know, and
I do believe Kentucky might argue with that.
yeah.
oh yeah, Kentucky, but Kentucky
But
winning the natty
also, I'll throw
wouldn't.
this out there for you, Jacob. You don't want Alabama to win it because they're already good at football.
Oh yeah, well, I don't want
That's
any team
a fair
besides
point,
Georgia to
too.
win the natty.
So there's a
Kentucky.
defense for
Kentucky
that.
doesn't. That even Kentucky. It's been around almost a decade or something since they've won a natty. So, and plus Kentucky winning a natty in basketball would not affect me at all. That doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy if Kentucky won a natty, but it would be like, well, okay, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's nearly been. I think it's been around a decade since they've won their last one. So. It's been a decade since an SEC team's won a natty.
Yeah. I wouldn't want them to have it, but like it pissed me off more when Florida won theirs than if Kentucky had won one.
Yeah, but Auburn's looking good, but
No, I don't want Auburn to win anything. I don't want Auburn to win
either.
I don't want Auburn to win a checkers tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why these people saying, well, don't you feel glad for the Georgia fans? There's a lot of Georgia fans in their 50s and that are older than 50 that have living memory of the last championship, and they've had to wait all this time. And you Bama fans that are the same age, you remember the long stretches when you didn't win, and aren't you? Don't you feel kind of it's nice that they finally got one? And the answer to that is no. I want you all to suffer eternally. I didn't want you to experience the joy of winning a national championship, especially at our expense. I want you to burn in hell. Why the hell would I be happy that somebody that's not my school wins a national championship? Why would that ever make me happy?
Yeah, I would always cheer against the SEC in national championships unless it's Georgia.
Yeah, I'm not one of these SEC homers where I'm like, boy, I sure hope Ole Miss beats Baylor, and that way I can go SEC. No, the hell with them. I want them to lose. I want them to lose every game they play.
I don't get why people like Uncle Lou do that stuff. I don't understand how he's able to do it.
I don't either. I mean, I can say Georgia was the better team. They were the better team all year. They deserved to win the game. No excuses. Congratulations. That's one thing. But to be happy that they won it is another thing. That's something completely different.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
You. I'll tell you what. I really have been pissed off at not necessarily Nate Oates. I'm not pissed at our coach, But the coaching in general, um, Alabama has turned the ball over so many times this season in basketball. They suck. That's fair.
Well, look,
You said what?
Well, a key, okay, they got the talent. But one thing that has been a thorn for Alabama this year, and that's kind of killed me, and they do have a few losses. Now, they could still win the SEC and everything. They still got a pretty decent record, but they're not even ranked right now. But the big thing that's killed them when you go back and look at their games is turnovers.
Yeah, but they don't. Doesn't mean they suck. Alabama has pretty good basketball team this year.
Yeah. 4-3
they're,
in the conference.
yeah, they're pretty good. I don't think. I mean, they're not as good as they were last year, and you know, they're probably like a Sweet 16 would be about probably as far as they're going to go. You know, but Bama fans saw what they did last year and thought, well, let's at least reach that level again. Well, it's doubtful that they will.
Yeah. And they lost to an 11 seed in Sweet 16 and could have gone farther.
Oh, here we go.
Although that 11 seed almost beat Gonzaga.
They were the Final Four. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think a team ranked outside the top 10 has made it that far in ever. Well, I don't know. I give props to UCLA.
Loyola Chicago did the same thing a couple years ago, or whatever.
That was insane because when that was happening, that was I couldn't believe it because that's my sister's alma mater. That's where she went to school.
Nice.
Yeah, my sister went to school. She swam. She got a swimming scholarship, and she swam for. She had two schools offering her. She could have gone to Northern Illinois or Loyola, and she chose to go to Loyola. Yeah, so that's the first time they'd done hardly anything, and they've always been a good mid-major in basketball. I mean, they're not a terrible program, but obviously to make the NCAA tournament and to do something that was obviously that was the first time.
And then the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean it's funny how basketball loyalties in Chicago are divided because you've got Chicago's a Notre Dame town, and it's also an Illinois town. So you've got those two loyalties going on, and then you've got people who root for Northwestern. There's quite a few of them. But then in basketball, you also have DePaul and Loyola. So there are some people that's they don't root for DePaul or Loyola in anything else, but when basketball season comes around, they want them to do well,
Mm.
So, and that's because Chicago's such a Catholic city, and DePaul and Loyola are obviously Catholic schools. So, I mean, I wanted to go to DePaul. That's the first couple of years in high school. That was my aim, was to go to DePaul, and then turns out that they weren't going to offer the kind of scholarship money that I would have needed to go there, because DePaul's fairly expensive, but expensive enough that I needed more scholarship money than they were offering. And so then that's what made me think about Eastern Illinois. And then all of a sudden Alabama came through with all this money. And I'm like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, DePaul was my original goal. And then probably my junior and senior year, all through my junior year and most of my senior year, I really wasn't giving Alabama that serious a look. I mean, I liked the school. My dad lived 3 blocks from campus. I mean, I would have been happy to go there, but I had everything all lined up at EIU. I mean, that's where, it was just too easy. It was too easy a decision. It was everything fit. I liked the program. I knew people who were already going there, blah, 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 blah. And then I got those 2 scholarships from Alabama, and I'm like, well, I never, yeah. It's like I had never said no to Alabama. I just didn't think it was possible. you know.
Yeah.
And as soon as it became possible, then I was like, all right, hello, Dixie.
Yeah.
I remember I was 14, 15 years old. Oh, I might have been older than that. I bet I was old enough to drive. I bet I was. I was on my 10-speed riding my bike, went through Campus Town. And I was down there visiting my dad, and it was my high school spring break, but it was not Alabama's spring break. And I rode my bike through Colonial and Magnolia Drive, and God only knows what the college kids thought. Who's this young punk, this high school kid riding his bike through this? And there sat those sorority girls, and I was like, oh my God.
Slow down.
Yeah. I'll never forget the girls that I pulled my bike up by the fenced-in backyard at Alpha Chi Omega because I wanted to reach over the fence and pet this dog. And here come about 6 girls out of the back of the house yelling at their Cocker Spaniel, Winchester. Winchester, come over
They
here.
were all Southern too, weren't they?
Oh,
They
yeah.
had Southern.
Yeah, come on over, silly dog.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what are you doing talking to that guy? Come on over here, dog. Come here, Winchester. And I just, it was like a spell. It was like, God bless the South.
Oh my God.
And what's funny is the one serious girlfriend I had at Bama was a sorority girl from the sorority that was catty corner from Alpha Chi Omega. I mean, it just ended up, she was an AGD. It was just one of those flukes, she said, well, I got a house. I've got house duty tonight. And I said, oh, what are you in? She says, I'm in AGD. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Zay Green in the comment section wants to know about you playing football, Jeff.
Me playing football?
Yeah. Zay Green.
What, like at Alabama?
No, I think at high school.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
I played in high school. Yeah, I played in high school, and I went to a couple summer camps and stuff like that. The largest school that expressed, and there were 2 schools that were, I would consider, seriously recruiting me. I mean, as far as like they wanted me to come play for them, and that was Wisconsin Rhinelander, which is way up in the middle. It's way up in the middle of the state. Green Bay's on Lake Michigan. Rhinelander is way north in Wisconsin, just like Green Bay is, except it's in the middle of the state.
Yep.
They wanted me to come there, and so did North Dakota State. Now, before you get all excited, North Dakota State in the early 1980s was not the North Dakota State that it is today. Right. When I'm talking, the North Dakota State I'm talking about was a pathetic program.
They were pure shit, basically.
They didn't have much for facilities. They were 2 or 3 wins a year.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to come up there, and at that time I probably would have gone up there. This is my guess. My guess is I'd have gone up there. Coaches flat out told me right off the bat, you'll redshirt. We redshirt all our freshmen. So I knew I would be redshirted. And would spend a year learning the program, getting in the weight room, and maybe as a junior, I would see some playing time, and maybe I would see some playing time as a senior. But I was not. I was probably not going to be good enough to start.
Okay.
And so I'm weighing all that into my decision of whether or not I want to go there or go to Rhinelander. And I'm like, it's a lot of effort to be an athlete and a student. And in both cases, I would be a long way from home, which was Springfield, Illinois. And I don't know anybody up here. and it just was like it wasn't important enough. It wasn't important enough. I wasn't good enough, and it wasn't important enough.
Yeah.
Now I played with and against guys that went to major colleges. The kid who was the kicker on our high school team went to Purdue and kicked for Purdue for 2 years. His name was Philip Marshall.
Okay.
And the best player in our conference, Eric Gravenhorst, was the starting running back at Missouri for 2 years when he was a junior and a senior, and he ran for like 1,000 yards each of those 2 years. He was the best player in our conference. And there was a kid, Andy. What the fuck was his last? It started with an A. And Andy Anselm, Anselm.
Okay.
He was a right tackle. He played at Indiana, University of Indiana. He got a scholarship to Indiana, and he started there like for 2 or 3 years. He was a 2 or 3 year starter.
Okay.
So I played against a couple of FBS, at that time it was called Division One, guys, but I was nowhere near. I was nowhere near. That was way beyond my talent range.
Check out some of this footage. I went to the Wallace basketball game, and we ended up winning pretty big. My first actual athletic event that I've been to, but I got a little bit of footage that I kind of put together. Didn't get a whole lot of scoring in it, though. Although we won the game 80. We killed them 84-48.
Oh, who's
It
that
was
team,
bad.
Ballard?
Who is it?
Oh, Zay
Bishop,
Green, I see in the comments. Zay Green asked, what did I major in Alabama? Zay, I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Communications with a minor in United States history.
Yeah, a lot of the scoring actually happened before I made this. But they played some good defense. They're fast. Look at this. Look at that big man.
Yeah.
Go Lions. I never thought I'd say that, but just so we're clear, it's not Detroit. Anyway.
Man, this Bills Chiefs game was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
I was hoping it'd be Josh Allen.
Yeah, the Bills had a late touchdown, and then Chiefs came back late touchdown. Bills scored touchdown, 13 seconds left, and somehow they let Mahomes drive all the way down in field goal range and set up a 49-yard field
Because
goal.
they choke. That's why.
No.
And then with those,
Yeah, now I'm in the unenviable position of hoping Joe Burrow wins, because while I don't like the Bengals, I don't want the Chiefs back in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you don't like Mahomes?
Nothing against Mahomes, I just don't like the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
And I'm surrounded by Chiefs fans, and they're insufferable.
Oh.
And they were nowhere to be found 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden there's thousands of them.
They were probably Broncos fans.
They were. They were Broncos fans, and then when the Broncos were hot, and then when the Broncos got cool, they disappeared, and now the Chiefs are hot, so they reemerged, and now they're all Chiefs fans.
Oh, bandwagons.
Yeah.
How do you let them get in field goal range with 13 seconds left? But no, they need to change. And I know there's been worse situations than this, but that's just the fact that that both teams didn't get the ball in overtime. Like, still to this day, they haven't changed the overtime rules. It makes no sense. because whoever was winning the coin toss was winning the game, and we all knew it.
That was
I don't understand.
I literally, I was on my way home tonight from church worship service, and I'm listening to the radio. I know the game's on. I hear the referee say, "We're playing sudden death in overtime." Dude, I immediately, that's not where I switched it. But when I saw that Kansas City won the toss, I just switched it back over to like the Eagle or 102.5 the ball. I'm like, I'm not listening to this. I know what's fixing to happen. Mahomes is going to go down there. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and all those guys are going to drive it down, and they're going to win the game. If it's sudden,
we knew
that's it.
the game shouldn't be decided on a coin toss. I mean, it's just crazy that they haven't changed the rules. We knew when the Chiefs won the toss that they were going to win the game, and we knew if
Now,
the Bills won the toss.
if this had been a defensive battle, that's another story because maybe you get a turnover or something. But this had been offensive shootout, just throw the ball deep downfield type of game. We knew, and you give the ball to Mahomes first. You know what he knows what's at stake. You trust. Trust that man.
I'm gonna go with Iowa State Athletic Director Jamie Pollard. His idea, and he's told me this personally. We've sat at a table and he's told me this. And well, I wasn't just me. I mean, there were several people sitting around, but I was one of them. He would like to have seen the college overtime, and I think it would work for the NFL. Is yes, go ahead and have the coin flip because you want to decide which direction you're going, and you want to decide.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff,
Why
you're muted. Jeff, you muted yourself. We can't hear you.
Maybe you had to take a phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now it's glitching out. Oh,
yeah. Where did you?
You're muted again. What the hell is happening?
Wait, what's going on with Jeff?
I don't know.
I have no idea what the hell is happening.
Try getting out and then coming back in if you can. We'll see if it fixes things, but I can get you the link again. Man. Can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. So I can't even unmute them.
Well, what was I going to say? Well, he was probably talking about the overtime rules. What they should do is they should start at the 50.
Right at midfield?
Yeah, midfield, and they can go back and forth until someone wins.
Yeah.
I think that's what they could do. Eliminate kickoffs in overtime. That
honestly, though, from watching the Iron Bowl this year, I like that. Why can't we put that?
No, I don't like the 2-point conversion battles.
What?
Alabama was going to win either way, but I didn't like it ending off of 2-point conversions. That's just my opinion.
Like just the 2-point conversions?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I wish they would have, because, I don't think it would have changed the outcome at all. I'm just saying. I would have liked it, 25 yards the whole time.
Yeah.
And it really shouldn't be 25 yards. They really should put the ball, same thing for college. They should start it off at midfield. So it's actually a challenge for the offense. You don't start off an offense with a free field goal. That's how overtime's last.
What if you start it all the way and see if they could drive it 99 yards?
See, that's the problem. And that's why they did 2-point conversions. Because if you start them off at 75 or whatever, 75 yards, you can't wear the players down like that.
Yeah, you can.
That's fair.
Or that's what they're trying to prevent. So they wouldn't do that.
But it should never got to that situation. Why would Buffalo leave the middle of the field wide open?
Huh?
And then, why did Buffalo leave the middle of the field wide open?
Wait. Oh, yeah, he's talking about something else. Okay.
He's going back to that Bills game.
I'm going back to the Bills game. And why didn't they kick Squibbit after they scored to take the lead with 13 seconds left?
There's a lot of questions. What cost the Bills the game was when there was 13 seconds left, and whatever they did on defense, Sean McDermott, defense coordinator, I don't care who called the play. Who send that amount of pass pressure when you know that Mahomes is getting the ball out quick and trying to get in field goal range?
Is this
Whoever
Jake
Right,
made
they
that
should have just
decision.
added more secondary in the backfield,
Who
like a
who who
prevent.
made the decision to add more pressure? The Mahomes is getting the ball out quickly regardless. Who made
See,
that
that's
move?
the thing with
Whoever made
Mahomes.
that
You
move
don't
needs
with
questioning that
Mahomes.
decision.
See, here's
It's
the
not
thing,
about
though.
the pass rush; it's about
You
the
got
drop back.
no.
It's not even that.
Okay, I'll wait till you guys get done.
Go ahead, Michael. Whatever you got to say.
All right, here's the thing with Mahomes. Yeah, you guys send some amount of pressure, but if you don't send him any pressure and you drop like 7 or 8 back, he's gonna kill you with his legs. So you're doomed either way.
Yeah, so you
I'm
need it all.
talking about this. When Mahomes had the ball around his own 40, whatever, he was getting the ball out quick regardless so that they could kick a field goal.
Yeah.
The Bills did not need to send pressure. That was not needed. They should have just dropped back 8 or 9 people, whatever, to make sure that Mahomes doesn't get a quick throw, or the clock runs out, or he's just not able to. You don't send pressure like that. Mahomes is getting the ball quick out regardless.
Jacob, here's the deal: you don't send pressure, he's gonna burn you either way. He's gonna run because he's
gonna run. There's 7 seconds left. Let him run.
Yeah, but he's gonna run out of bounds.
Have a QB spy.
Okay, there you go. Who are you gonna have as a linebacker? No. I mean, who you gonna have, a DB or a linebacker against him?
I don't know. Somebody.
Hey, Jeff, your best friend is so awesome, man. Can I adopt him?
What?
Can I adopt your friend, your dog? I'm referring to your dog because he looks so awesome.
I wish he still looked that good. That's an old picture. That's an old picture of Cola. That's about 4 years ago.
How old is he now?
He's got a lot more gray in his coat now, and he's a little heavier. He's about 3 or 4 pounds heavier than in that picture.
So, do you feed him? What kind of food do you feed him? And when he tried to get your food, do you just brush him off, or how'd that work?
He gets science diet.
All right. But as far as with your food, do you let him have some sometimes, or do you just say no, get away?
He almost never gets human food. Almost never.
Mm-hmm.
Although yesterday, I've been rabbit hunting the past 2 days, and last night I gave him about a quarter pound of rabbit.
Oh, nice.
And he was excited about that. He loved that.
So is he basically like a hunting dog?
Yep. That's what I got him for. That's to be my buddy, and we went and took the classes, took the obedience classes, took the training classes, and he was good. He was good for many years, but now he's to a point where he just can't keep up. And
how old is he?
He's 13. Let's see. He'll be 13 in June.
Oh, so you've had him since he was a pup?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got him at 3 months.
Nice. I bet.
His mother was purebred 15-inch beagle, and the sire was 15-inch beagle fox terrier.
Nice. Hey, I was going to ask you, how come you never shoot men's basketball games but women? I'm just asking. Oh, I didn't know. I figured you would do both.
No, that would be no, and I don't want to do both.
But I gotta ask, why is Burton leaving Georgia to go to Bama? That's got me baffled.
It's obvious. Stetson Bennett. He doesn't want. He wants to play for a real quarterback, a passing offense. He doesn't want to play with the game managing rushing offense. He wants to go.
He's thinking about where he could possibly get drafted at.
He'd rather play with the Heisman than the walk-on. That's why.
So is he going to be the number 1 receiver for Bryce Young next year, Jeff?
Who knows? Hell, he might not see the field. It just depends. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's just like Jameson Williams when he was at Ohio State. Could never see the field.
He's a former 4-star with experience. Well, he just walked into a wide receiver room that's loaded with 4 stars and with 1 5-star. So, but those guys are largely inexperienced. So we'll see.
All right.
We'll see. Alabama's going to be absolutely unbelievably
like
loaded
this,
for the
though.
next couple of
Did
years. But it's going to take them 4 or 5 games in the next year to get all the pieces used to playing together and playing time. It's not automatic. You can't just wave a wand and make it happen. I mean, they've got to have playing time.
Yep.
Well,
Mhm.
I'll say this real quick.
There was one of the things that hurt Bama this year was that they weren't blowing people out, and so the number 3s and the number 4s didn't spend the second half playing in games. They didn't see the field as often as they normally would.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to gain their experience this year, as opposed to, having plenty of playing time, unquote, over the last year.
Isn't Jermaine Burton? But would it? Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm overlooking or overthinking this. But is he not in a position like transfer Henry To'oTo'o was last year, with there being some guys leaving, but also some guys that have been waiting and stepping up, but yet Henry To'oTo'o got to see the field. Now I get. I mean,
Burton may become the number 1. Who knows? I mean, right. he'll have a chance to earn the spot, but he's not just going to walk in and be the man.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
I'm pretty sure no player that comes to Georgia or Alabama expects that at all.
No, I think that's with any division.
Well, at least I hope they wouldn't.
You shouldn't go to any program. I mean, any program, not just Georgia or Bama, any program out there, you should expect to have to earn your right on the team. Really,
some players
you just gotta fight for the spot.
Some players like Eric Gilbert don't.
I don't think he'll play this year. Something tells me he's not going to play at Georgia this year.
Apparently, Eric Gilbert's coming back for next year, but I don't 100% guarantee that until I see him play a snap.
That's what I'm saying myself.
But apparently, he's coming back, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Although, how much does it really help us? We have our guy now, Brock Bowers. That's who's starting for Georgia, not him.
You there?
So.
Yep. Nope.
And on top of that, we have Darnell Washington, who needs major developing. But if he gets his developing, he might transfer. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with Darnell Washington. He needs to be developed.
Yeah.
If he is developed, he can be a great player. But if Darnell decides to stay at Georgia, we'll have him for 2 more years. Maybe 3 because of the COVID year. He won't leave as a junior. That's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Gilbert might, just by seeing from his attitude so far. And if he doesn't go, that's not our concern.
Yep.
Shoot. Adonai Mitchell, I hope that he steps up and becomes our wide receiver 1 next year. He looked really good his freshman year. So if he steps up, comes our wide receiver 1, that's going to be our guy. Quarterback situation, I don't even like talking about the quarterback situation because I hear about it from tens of thousands of Georgia fans. And I'm going to say this, it's maybe watch, I don't know. I don't talk. I haven't really talked about it much at all. I mean, especially now I'm here, but I'd like to play a different quarterback, and if we play Stetson, then okay, we're gonna have to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a different quarterback, though. I guess, although people hear that all the time. So
Georgia's in the enviable position that right now, as things stand, the gap between them and the other teams in the East is it's not huge, but it's comfortable. They have a comfortable gap.
Yeah.
The gap for Alabama and the other teams in the West is a lot less.
Oh, I agree with that.
The combination of Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, Arkansas, and A&M is a lot more troublesome than South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. I mean, the road is easier for Georgia. Now they'll fall off. They'll fall off because they're going to lose all these defensive starters. But they're still going to be comfortably more talented than everybody else in the East. And unless something happens unforeseen, they're going to get themselves back to Atlanta.
I'm going to make a claim right now, though, for the East that, and I've been saying this, and I'm working on notes. I'll get a South Carolina preview out soon, but I like Shane Beamer. I like the transfers that he's brought in. Their recruiting class right now is not too bad. Don't be surprised. I'm not saying they're going to overtake Georgia or anything, but that could be your next team in the East.
I think as a conference, as a whole, as an entire unit, the SEC talent level has, if anything, gone up in the past 2 years. Yeah. And that's trouble for when you're at the top, because everybody else is not going to just stand there and watch you win all the time. They're going to try to knock your ass off.
Take LSU of 2019, for example. I know you don't like to hear it, but I mean, we could potentially have something like that soon. I mean, at any given moment, I mean, for all we know, maybe there's something going on with a team like Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. There might be something like South Carolina. I mean, that might happen this offseason, and maybe next year's their year, not necessarily for a title, but just to get some upsets or at least win their division or something.
What you had here, you had a 4-year stretch. You had 15, 16, 17, 18, where it was Bama and Clemson going back and forth. And Georgia got, Georgia got their head into the 17 natty. But you had established programs that had built strength and that had they were, I don't want to say established, but I mean, the pieces were in place and they were just a machine, just chugging along.
Yeah.
But then in 19 and 20 and in 21 with LSU, Bama again, and Georgia, you had 3 teams that just caught the rocket. They just got hot and had something to offer that nobody else around them could match.
For the SEC too, by the way.
Right, but I mean, they just had one of those years, Yeah. And so the last 3 natties have been kind of different than the ones that preceded before, because it's like, and that makes you wonder in 2022, is somebody going to catch the rocket? Is somebody going to get hot and all of a sudden go zing, and come from maybe somebody come from out of nowhere, And
it might not even be an SEC team. It might be a team in the Big Ten. Like, who knows what Iowa's going to do to step up?
I mean, look at Michigan. Michigan wasn't even a top 25 team, and they got themselves into the playoff.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. Keep an eye on Mel Tucker this year with the Spartans. They bring quite a bit back, I think.
Ballard, they're going to take a step back this year.
They'll take a step back.
Are they losing?
Michigan State's taking a step back.
If they lost Kenneth Walker, they'll take a step back.
Oh,
but they do have Peyton Thorne, though. I will say this, though.
I do like Thorne. I do like Peyton Thorne. But again, you need more than just a quarterback, obviously. Hey, what's up, Zay?
What's up, Zay?
How you doing?
Hey, Zay, what's up, man?
I'm not sure if you can hear us.
Hey, Jeff. So you think my beloved college team is going to be good next year?
No, I think they'll be fine. They'll be a good team. They'll be strong.
Yeah, I think they actually win the Big Ten West next year.
You think you win the Big Ten West?
Purdue wins the Big Ten West next year.
All right, without their DN and without Bell, I'm not ready to go there yet.
Once you see how everything's going and stuff like that.
I mean, look, you can love Purdue, but you said in another stream that they'd go 10-2 or something. I mean,
yes,
really?
Yes, I did. Have you looked at their schedule for next year yet, Jacob?
Right,
look at their schedule. Look how easy it is.
Pull it up right now. We'll take a look.
I'll take a look. But 10-2 for Purdue, that's not. No.
For next season?
Yes.
I'm not even ready to predict schedules yet. It's January.
I'm still going conference by conference with my
I'm not even.
previews. I'm not in the Big Ten yet.
I don't even really want to talk about next year. My God, we haven't even had spring practice yet.
I don't even want to predict games, although I'll point out some games at Purdue.
You open with Penn State.
That's gonna
Indiana
win.
You think you beat Penn State?
Yes. There's
All
two
right.
Now, I
potential.
will say it
Okay,
is at Purdue.
I won't say anything until the season happens. But if you pointed a gun at my face and told me I had to pick a team, I'd probably pick Penn State.
Okay. Indiana State. That better be a win.
That's gonna be
At
a win.
Syracuse.
That's
the
gonna be a win.
Carolina's loud. Florida Atlantic. At Minnesota.
That could be one lot. That could be one Purdue 2 losses.
That's a loss. At Maryland.
Yeah, they'll win that.
You better win Nebraska. At Wisconsin, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a loss at Camp Randall. Bye week, perfect timing though. Get some rest. Iowa.
Yeah, they'll lose that.
I like Iowa.
You guys said they was going to lose to Iowa was going to beat them this past season. What happened? They have no offense. It's all defense. I'm telling you.
I got a great
defense. Stick with the SEC.
Same thing. You said same thing with the SEC.
No, I'm saying just stick with the SEC.
Okay. And then Illinois, Northwestern, and Indiana.
Who's making all the background noise?
It's Zay.
I think that's Zay.
That's Zay Green.
I'm gonna mute him. We'll keep him on though.
Hey, Ballard.
Okay, so I'm not ready to predict schedules, but I see probably around 3 to 4 losses, maybe 5. I don't know.
So like a 7-5, 8-4, maybe.
I guess I'm not really confident in predictions in January, but sure. If you told me I had to predict today, probably around that.
Ballard, I see 2 potential losses next year: Wisconsin and Minnesota.
You know, as much as I don't like predicting teams in January, I'll just say this: Purdue's not going 10-2. That's I don't know. Sorry, but that's just not. Sorry.
I mean, you could be right, but I'm just looking because they got an easier schedule next year. And the West isn't going to be that good next year.
Iowa will be good. Penn State will be good. Wisconsin will be good.
Okay, who's going to be the offense for Iowa next year? Explain that to me. Who's going to be their offense next year?
Iowa can beat you 17-3. They'll beat you 17-10.
Okay, Jacob,
they can.
Jeff Brom is 4-1 against Tennessee. I mean, not Tennessee, but Iowa. He has your number. I don't know why I brought Tennessee up. Sorry.
Okay, well then, so be it. Jim Harbaugh was 0-6 versus Ohio State.
Yeah,
and beat them.
But you just got some teams got your number. Just like look at Purdue. I mean, with Minnesota, Wisconsin, they got Purdue's number. I mean, Purdue hasn't beat Wisconsin since like 2003.
What?
Purdue hasn't beat Wisconsin since 2003.
All right, I'll say this. I'll take another look at Purdue's schedule in June, and I'll decide, and I'll give more analysis. But it's January. I don't. Just not even full roster.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm just going by from, and I just know how many people's coming back for Purdue too. So that's why I was saying it. But yet injuries can happen too. You're right.
Minnesota's always decent. So
Minnesota's going to have to rebuild their whole offensive line though.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
anyway,
we'll see. Maybe.
Hold on. Here's a big one here. If Iowa, they have some young guys to step up. They have a few guys that could go pro. I think Tyler Lindenbaum is their center.
He's going pro.
Now Jack Campbell's coming back though. He's a big time linebacker for him.
Well, their defense.
Well, I got this question. This question. If Purdue makes a Big Ten title, do you? Oh, Jeff dropped out. If Purdue makes a Big Ten title, do you think they're winning it?
No, because I think Ohio State beats them.
Okay, yeah. Ohio State, Michigan.
I don't know if Michigan. I think Michigan takes a minute step back next year because I'm not sure how the quarterback situation.
Okay, so who would win between Purdue and Michigan?
It depends on who the quarterback is for.
No. Don't. Okay. Cade McNamara for Michigan. Who's Purdue got?
Aiden O'Connell. He's coming back next year.
Okay,
All
so
right, put those on the field. I like Cade McNamara.
If Michigan has Cade McNamara, do you think Purdue beats them?
Ha! I would say yes.
Good
Okay.
God. Oh my God. All right, look.
That's okay. Okay, you think
Hello?
that? Hey Zay, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
How much?
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut y'all off. I was just.
No, you're okay, man. You doing all right?
Hey, yeah, I am. How y'all doing?
Good.
Man, I want to say, Jermaine Burton gonna start. He's a starter right now. Like Jermaine Burton gonna start right. I'm talking about soon he step on camp, he started. I'm telling you.
No, that's not how it's gonna work. Jermaine Burton's probably he's gonna have to work for his job.
Jermaine Burton better than all of them on the roster right now. Seriously.
You think Jermaine Burton's already gonna start for Alabama just by stepping on campus?
Yes, sir.
No, he's not.
Bro,
Jacob, why are you such a pessimist for, man?
What do you mean?
Why are you such a pessimist? You think he's not going to start at Georgia for Alabama next year?
He will start for Alabama, probably, but it's not by stepping foot on campus.
No, yeah. It is. It's just like that. He's going to start. Who else they got? Like, they got good players, but who else they got better than Burton? Burton champion.
Okay, I will say this. I think that he will. What you should be saying is he'll be good enough to earn a starting role. Is what you should be saying. Nobody walks into Tuscaloosa.
Nobody walks into Georgia or Alabama.
Job.
Okay, now let me ask you.
Don't walk into a top 6 program.
I get it. Now let me ask you this, Ballard. Who's Bryce Young's backup quarterback? Who's your backup quarterback for
right now,
Milroe.
I think it would be Milroe, unless Ty Simpson balls out enough in the spring. Maybe you're looking at him to back him up.
Okay, now what would you say if one of those two guys balled out during spring camp and during fall camp and replaced CJ as Bryce Young as starter? What would you say then?
Replace Bryce Young, who just won the Heisman?
Oh, God, no.
No, I know. No.
I mean, look, I'll say this. I'm ready for Ty Simpson, but Bryce Young's going to be a junior. Then he'll go pro. Let him have this
He going pro.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Bryce Young comes back next week.
Whether he's outperformed or not, let him have it. Is he still doing great?
Y'all think Ty Simpson gonna outperform Bryce Young?
No, I'm just saying because I've seen.
No one thinks that.
No, I'm just being a Weisenheimer, but I have seen it before in my life to where the backup quarterbacks have actually did outperform the starting quarterback from the previous season.
Yeah,
that's I think this year. That's like
you talking about like a Trevor Lawrence type of thing. This is a little different, isn't it? I mean,
it's totally different.
But before my internet blocked or something, we need to talk about this Purdue and Michigan thing. Do you think Purdue's beating Michigan?
I really do.
Anything can happen. They don't beat.
Big Ten. Purdue's crazy in the Big Ten. I mean, they're
Michigan. Go ahead, Jacob.
Here's two things. Number one, J.J. McCarthy is most likely going to be the starter, more than likely next year.
Whoa, what happened to Cade McNamara? Isn't he coming?
Cade McNamara is not a good quarterback.
He's not a good quarterback.
That's fair.
He's not a good quarterback. He's not going to start next year.
All right.
You know,
not
trying to predict.
And we lost him. But anyway, Ballard, I
sorry about that, Jacob. I can see your space bar.
I see your point, Jacob, and it's a valid point. But when Purdue has 8 of the 11 starters coming back from defense next year, and Michigan's losing practically their whole front 4 on defense, and
but that's all they lose. They get all their other players back.
Don't they lose people in the secondary? I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Who, Purdue?
We'll see. Yeah, no, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Well, I mean, they lose a couple players.
Here's the thing I'm trying to figure out, Jacob. Who's going to replace Cook and White next year in the backfield for Georgia? Is there running backs?
Oh, Kendall Milton and McIntosh. That's easy. We're
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I didn't know.
Yes.
Who do you like better, Cook or White?
Both.
You got to choose one.
I gotta choose one. I'll choose
James
James.
Cook.
I'll choose James Cook.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Zeus, if Zeus didn't have those injuries, I'd be choosing Zeus. Zeus would be one of the best running backs, but he was hurt. So I go with
He
James
should come back next
do
year.
everything.
Zeus should have came back next year.
Well, came back this year?
No, he should have come back next year, so he could have a great season.
Yeah, but no, we need our running backs to, like Milton. They need to start playing now. Zeus can go now.
Yeah.
He'll be good in the NFL. I think Zeus will be good. Zeus run hard, man. I think he'll be good, man. I think he'll be like a third, fourth round. Zeus be good for real. Like a hard nosed running back, yeah, pretty good. Zeus will run you over.
But okay,
Yeah.
Hey, Ballard, who's going to be the other wideouts for Bama next year?
What'd you say?
Brooks.
Who's going to be the other wideouts for Bama next year?
The guys that they're crying and complaining about in the national title game.
No,
Brooks, all of it.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's what
So I believe Mechie's going pro, regardless of injury.
Yeah, he's gone because he's done. He's done.
Did
done.
Williams? Did Jameson Williams declare?
He
Williams
hasn't
is
yet.
gone.
He's going to.
No, Williams is gone. He's already
He's
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Okay. So Mechie and Williams are gone.
Bolden's
I
gone.
would honestly watch out for Ja'Cory Brooks.
Okay.
Watch him because he had some key plays against Auburn, and he got some playing time this year. He's a freshman right now. He'll be a sophomore next year. He could be a key guy to break out as a good receiver for us.
Do you think Slade Bolden can be like Wes Welker or
Slade
Julian
Bolden's
Edelman?
gone. Slade Bolden's gone.
Yep.
No, I know that's not what I was asking. I'm asking, do you see him being like a Julian Edelman or a Wes Welker in the NFL?
Ooh. I don't know.
That's actually an argument. I can actually see that a little bit, honestly.
That's tough. Damn. You got me there, Mike.
I was about to ask. All right. Well, yeah, but about
Jojo
running back to
Earl or
Georgia.
Jai Hall could step up too. There's a few key guys.
Okay, Ballard,
All right.
mute him while he's doing that.
Yeah.
But all right, look, all right, Purdue, 10-2 for Purdue. That's like their max. They're not going higher than that. Is it possible? Yes, but I feel like that's slim but possible.
Because next year, I think in the East they'll have Michigan, Ohio State, and then I think Rutgers. It'll be their East opponents next year in 2023.
Yeah, but Ohio State and Michigan might win the Big Ten again. They're that
They could.
good. All they lose is their defensive line, and if they play J.J. McCarthy, they might be better. All they lose is their defensive line. They get their DBs back, get their linebackers back, get their running back back, get receivers, linemen, tight ends. They get everybody else back besides their front four and Hassan Haskins, but they have Blake Corum.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying losing the front four is nothing, but that Ohio State, they're a throwing team, so keeping those DBs is important.
Yep.
For what the Big Ten is in terms of conference prestige and all that, they have some really, and I mean they have some really below average starting quarterbacks on some pretty good teams. For what the Big Ten is, they should do a lot better than that. Really below average quarterbacks. I'm serious.
I think Michigan. I think what Michigan did this past year was actually pretty smart. And what I'm trying to get at is,
you said what?
I think what Michigan did this past year was pretty smart. And what I'm not talking about necessarily the wins, but like Hassan Haskins was the main go-to running back, right? But they
Mhm.
gave Blake Corum quite a bit of playing time. And what I'm trying to get at
What
is
were
they
you saying
found
about?
so what Michigan did this past year, what I was trying to say, is that I thought it was pretty smart. And they had their go-to guys like Cade McNamara. You had all the receivers, Eric Al, the tight end. But like, okay, the Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins thing, right? They had like a 2 running back set. But what you do is you kind of rotate certain players instead of waiting for mop up time. You give multiple guys experience so that because you know that you're going to have them next year, it can't be one of those like they bring in some young guys that'll have to step up and play more, but it's not like they're full on like inexperienced. They've been there, done that, and we know who they are. They gave guys playing time enough at like second string backs or whatever, for example, and they let them play in big moments. And that's going to carry over for them this next upcoming season. I mean, can Michigan get back and go further? They probably could.
All they lose is their front four plus Hassan Haskins, but they get everyone else back.
Right.
Blake Corum, they get J.J. McCarthy, which they should try to implement as quarterback. He looked pretty decent, pretty good. DBs, they'll put that to use. And maybe they might beat Ohio State again. Because until Ohio State gets a defense, they might just run it up the gut every single play on them again.
I don't think Ryan Day knows what he's doing defensively, if I'm being honest. And that's not necessarily a diss to him, but
the one time Ryan Day had a defense with Urban Meyer's players in 2019.
Exactly. That's like with Dan Mullen, and we talk about he can't recruit. Well, his first couple years and what happened last year winning the East, those were not his players. That's kind of where Ryan Day was the past couple years, if I'm not mistaken, is what you're getting at, right?
Yeah, but Ohio State is weak around the offensive line and their defense. They're not good in those areas. Yes, they have the star receivers, the star running backs, the star quarterbacks. They have all that. They're not good in the trenches. They're not good on defense. They're not. And until that changes, I don't see them winning a national championship. I'm just going to say it right now.
I don't think Ryan Day's going to be there more than maybe 2 or 3 more years.
And
I think they're going to get fed up, and then you're going to try to buy him out or something.
It might get to that level, but Ryan Day's turning into the Mark Richt philosophy almost of not recruiting linemen. Mark Richt even recruited more defense than he's recruiting.
Ryan Day forgot that it's the Big 10, not the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Think about it. I mean, come on.
And Ohio State and Michigan might win the Big 10 again. I don't know. It'll be them or Ohio State. Penn State and might impose a small argument. I don't see anybody from the West doing anything in terms of winning the Big 10.
Big 10 hasn't won the. I don't think they've even. Well,
no.
I think West has never won it. The
West has never won it. West has never won it.
Yeah.
Since they've changed it from leaders and legends, that West has never won it.
Nope.
And then you look at a team. I know we talked a little earlier about Iowa. The only thing they need to do is just figure out a way to coach an offense.
Yeah,
they got the defense down, but what held them back this past year was not having an offense to put enough points up. Right?
They got an old school coach.
They need to get rid of Brian Ferentz as their offensive coordinator.
Kirk Ferentz, he's old school. He's one of those.
Hayden Fry.
He doesn't win you a championship.
Kirk Ferentz doesn't. He doesn't. I don't think he realizes how big the offense is in today's game. He's living in the 90s.
Now, do you think that ultimately, like, should he be? I don't know if I want to say he should be fired for that necessarily, but he definitely someone needs to get that in him though that he needs. And look, if he doesn't want to throw the ball,
No.
want to run
Never fire
it,
Kirk Ferentz.
at least find a decent run game or RPO or whatever, like play action. I don't know, but I would agree. I get that because Kirk
like the
Ferentz
modern
has
Joe
been in Iowa for quite some time, and he just has never really adapted.
He's like the modern Joe Paterno. Never adopted the offense.
Yeah, it's crazy. Iowa's just gotta. And I liked seeing them this year. Like they were number 2 in the nation for like 2 or 3 weeks, and when I was looking at the rankings. I saw Georgia, I saw Iowa, then I saw Alabama, and then I think I saw Oklahoma or whatever before they took some loss. And I looked at Iowa there, and I'm just like, how is this happening? Well, first off, it was because they were undefeated for quite some time until they finally met up with a team that had an offense they couldn't. Not necessarily that they can't defend, but that was the issue for Iowa was your defense is good enough. You could probably stop a good offense, but you're going to hit that one where the only thing you can do to keep up with it is have an offense of your own. And it's great to see a team like that be good defensively and be talked about in college football like they were last year. But man, I want to see a team like Iowa be consistently good and like top 10 like they were this past year before downfall halfway through the season. But they got to find that offense, man. They just have to. But like you said,
Bingo.
Jake, old school coach, it's not going to fly.
No.
He's got to get his head in the game.
Oh, no. It is going to fly at Iowa because Iowa's there. The fact that he's even competing for Big Ten championships and all that just shows a lot.
Jacob, then why is it that everybody in Iowa City and his Iowa fans wants Brian Ferentz fired then? And they want Kirk Ferentz to go, even though he just got a new contract extension
they want
to 2029.
They want Kirk Ferentz to go?
There's some people who wants him to go. And they definitely want his son to go, which is the offensive coordinator.
That's such a stupid take. Oh, okay. His son, yeah, but not him.
No,
I don't think people realize how stupid of a take that really is. For if Iowa fans want that,
yeah,
they want. Okay, well,
there was some. I'm not saying everybody, but there was some that wanted him to go.
Well, what did they expect? Do they expect playoff appearances?
No, they just want some offense and stuff. And the defense, if it went for the defense,
even the fan base, and everybody sees it. Like they want some offense. Like
if it wasn't for their defense this year, they would have been a 2 or 3 win team this year.
I don't know about 2 or 3 wins, but they wouldn't have had. What did they end up like 9 wins or something?
I think they finished 10-3.
10-4.
10-3.
10-4.
Or 10-4 because I forgot about the Big Ten championship.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but Kirk Ferentz has just got to. And again, like he's a great coach. He's a great defensive guru and mastermind. But like you were saying, Jacob, and I fully agree with you, man. You got to have an offense at least sometime. Like you don't have to be the Bryce Youngs. You don't have to be the Alabama. Like if you want to win a championship, yes. But just to compete on a level where you can say, yeah, we can score some points and win a game like 30-14 or something. Just find some sort of identity on offense, use it, and build this team. And that's something that Iowa just has not just, I mean, is it okay, does Kirk Ferentz not know how to do that? Or does he just doesn't care about it?
I don't think he cares. And I'll say this too, if Hackenberg didn't get hurt in the, Clifford doesn't get hurt in the Penn State game, Iowa loses.
I disagree.
I agree.
I disagree.
How's that?
Well, because I feel like Iowa had all the momentum.
Yeah, because his backup quarterback
But listen to
Clifford
me.
got hurt.
With Sean Clifford, Penn
Went down with
State
his
had the
shoulder.
offense.
What?
Penn State had the offense with Sean Clifford in that game if he doesn't get hurt, and they could have kept scoring, or at least had more points on board.
Once he got hurt, that's when Iowa started licking their chops and went after the quarterback. Because if you would have watched that game, you would have seen how Penn State was dominating that game.
Maybe you're right. I feel like Penn State would have won, but yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know, but I think going forward, ultimately I would say this: if you're an Iowa fan, be happy about this past season, the wins that you had, the competition, you won the West. But if you really want to see this program build up, you need to be praying Kirk Ferentz can get some offense into his, not even just his program, but just get it somewhere in his head to get some offense, or at least start thinking about it, because that's just what you need ultimately in a program today if you want to be successful in college football.
Yeah, and we'll see. But another team I want to talk about. What do y'all think about Texas A&M? Do you think this is the year where they'll actually be serious?
No.
Damn.
Okay.
Defense would be good, but who's your quarterback going to be next year?
They bring in a 5-star quarterback.
As you can tell, I'm an offensive-minded person. But I got to ask you this, Ballard. You watched the Tampa Bay game today, didn't you?
Sadly, yes.
What did Brady get nailed for the sportsmanlike conduct for? What did he? Was it on the hit?
Oh, I think it was. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Do you think that was a good hit, though?
What are you talking about?
I think it was clean. I just don't.
You think? Wait, you're talking about the Dabacon Sue?
No, I'm talking about the where Brady got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Oh.
But hey, who do you blame that on? With that, do you blame the defense, or do you think Tampa Bay scored too fast?
The future quarterback?
No, did Tampa score too fast against the Rams?
I still kind of
Ballard. What I'm asking you is, did Tampa Bay score too fast?
Oh, did they score too fast?
Yes, after they tied the game.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it was a little fast tempo, in my opinion. I mean, I get it. You're going up against a tough defense like that, so you want to be quick about it, get as much points as possible, and then trust your defense. But
and then to have Cooper Kupp get behind you that much on your secondary, man.
Yeah.
This is wild. Hold on. Listen to this fact. This is the first time in 12 years that a conference title game will not feature Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
Yep.
Dang.
12 years.
At least one of them, right?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers or Brady.
I know. Let's go back 12 years. We're going back to what? 2009, 2010?
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that, man.
Last time was 2000. I think it was probably 2009.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, of course, we had like the Mannings and all that then, though.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you only tried even one of them and stuff like that, though. So
When the last time we didn't see Manning, Brady, or Rodgers in the conference title game?
Before any of them were in the league.
Yeah, probably. We have to go back to the 40s.
Oh, man.
But
Aaron got drafted in 04. I would probably have to say 2000 season.
Yeah, I saw Ndamukong Suh. Speaking of, he got that taunting penalty.
Yep.
I don't think that's a penalty. I really don't.
Well, what did he do though?
He talked trash to Matthew Stafford after a good play. Or
yeah,
he
but
made
like
a
I
good
said,
play.
you wonder what was said though.
Doesn't matter what was said. It's just words. Shouldn't be penalized.
But the thing is this though, you can't.
I would love that actually. Mo football, Rams, Chiefs. Ooh.
That could happen. I think it's gonna be the Rams and Bengals though, man. Something tells me Burrow's on a mission, man.
Maybe.
Okay, sports champion. Okay, let's see. Sports champion in ATL. Thank you, Rams. Now Brady leaves. Everyone leave. No. Look, I have to respond to that. We don't know if Brady's gonna leave. We don't know if dynasty and all that. Like,
well, there was talk though that Brady was unsure about next year though.
Yeah, well, he's trying to make a hot take for some reason.
That's been going on before he made that hot take though.
Yeah.
Hey Ballard, one thing I'm trying to figure out is how do you get the crawl going on the bottom of the screen there, like you're doing right now?
Oh, it's part of the banners.
I know. That's one thing I'm trying to figure out. So once I get going on my stream, I can see what I'm saying. But nobody will help me on that.
So what you do is you just make your own banner. But when you go to type what it says, it'll say scroll across bottom, and you click that box.
But where do you go to do it? Do you do it on YouTube or you do it through StreamYard?
It's everything's through StreamYard, like the editing and getting you guys on.
All
right.
I know y'all probably didn't expect to talk about it today, but I want to talk about this. I mean, and the next thing I want to talk about is: did you hear about Bruce Arians getting fined $50,000 just for slapping the player's helmet?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All he did, $50,000. I mean, is the NFL really gotten that soft?
I guess.
I've had my helmet slapped all the time.
Yeah, but you're not in front of everybody either, though.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, but no, did you have your helmet slapped or did you have your helmet punched?
He didn't punch him. He slapped it.
No, he also did punch him too.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, okay, Jacob, whatever. You're right, man. The video's out there, man.
Ballard, did Bruce Arians punch the player?
I think he did, but like.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Well,
I
didn't know he punched him.
I don't know exactly what went down. It looked like it was a punch, but it didn't. Not like a big, like, I'll kick your ass type of punch. It was just kind of like it was a soft hit to the helmet, you know.
Was it a punch? I guess it was. I don't know. I guess you're right, Michael.
Yeah, but still.
Okay. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. I got to get to bed, but
yeah, because Jacob's got class in the morning, so do you, and I got some things I got to do tomorrow, and I got class tomorrow myself, actually. So, but okay, Ballard, why you have these streams so late at night for, man? Knowing you got stuff going the next day.
I mean, I have so much go on during the day, especially on Sundays. Like tonight, I had worship service at church, and of course Sunday service. But I always try to make sure I find time for you guys. Even
so, do you actually go to both the morning and the evening services?
What?
You guys you go to both? Not knocking you for it. I just go to the morning service.
They don't actually have a night service. It was just a special thing tonight.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Not bad. All right, guys. I'm gonna bounce. Have a good one.
Mike.
See ya.
Okay, see you, Michael.
See you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna end the stream. But Jacob, thanks for coming on as always, bud.
Okay, see you, Ballard.
See ya.
Go Dogs.
Yep.
2021 national champions.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to bed. I love y'all. Y'all hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Great content coming your way. Going to be rolling this off season. Quite a long way till September and August with college football. But again, going by conference. SEC first. Ooh. See, I can't even I can't even finish this show off without without yawning. But I love y'all. Jesus loves you. He's got an amazing plan for your life. Just take a chance and trust him, and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media. Just check it out. Love y'all. Peace out.
This team is a joke. No more 1980, you stupid mother.